Now let us look at the next method of solving an quadratic equation, that is completing the square method. Okay. Now before proceeding to this method, let us look at why do we need to solve a quadratic equation by this method. Let us take one example. Yes, the example is x minus 2 x plus 4 is equal to 2x plus 1. Let us simplify. X into x is x square, minus 2 plus 4 is plus 2x, minus 8 equal to 2x plus 1. 2, 2x will get cancelled, which gives me x square equal to this minus 8. After going on that side, it will be plus. So plus 8 plus 1 is 9, which gives me x equal to plus or minus 3. Okay, so as you can see, if I get a square present on both sides, it is pretty easy for me to solve the equation or find the roots of the quadratic equation. X square and 9, since both are squares, so taking square root on both sides, I can directly find the roots of the given expression. Okay, now in this case, the equation was already present in terms of square. I didn't add or subtract or made any change in the given quadratic equation. Yes, but this method I find it a little easy for finding the roots of the given equation. So what if a given quadratic equation is not present in terms of a square? Can we convert it and make it a square? Yes, for just to make the simplification process easier. Let us see with the help of one example. Suppose the example is x square plus 4x minus 5 equal to 0. Okay, so now let us try to see if I can convert it into a square. So x square plus 4x minus 5 equal to 0. Now, as we have seen in our first method, factorizing method, visually how I can find the roots of the given quadratic equation. So whenever we are finding the roots by completing the square method, let us try to first see it visually so that it will be easier for us to understand. The first term x square, so graphically I will be drawing a square whose side is x, hence its area will be x square. Okay, the next term is 4x. I will draw a rectangle whose breadth is 4 and whose length is x, so that its area is 4x. So I have got x square plus 4x, but now I have to subtract 5. Now I cannot directly subtract it out here. What I can do, instead of drawing it a rectangle of 4x, let us divide it into two equal parts. So this will be 2 unit and again this will be 2 unit. I will remove this part and I will add it on the bottom side. Let us redraw the figure. So this is my x square. This is my 2x, whereas this is also my 2x. Isn't it? The same figure I have drawn it by dividing it the 4x area into two equal areas, that is 2x and 2x. Now again I have to complete this rectangle, isn't it? So if I have to complete this rectangle, it means I am adding one square. Why it is a square? Because this is also 2 unit and this is also 2 unit, so its area is 4, hence it is a square. Now was this square present, or was this number plus 4 present in my original expression? No, just to complete my figure, actually I have added plus 4 to it. So as to keep the value of my equation equal, definitely I have to subtract also that 4, isn't it? Let us see. So x square plus 4x, that was the graphical representation. So as to complete the rectangle, I had added 4 to it. Since I am adding one 4, definitely I will be subtracting one 4 also, and this minus 5 term will remain as it is. Let us simplify. Now, as you can see, x square plus 4x plus 4. Do you remember the identity a plus b bracket square? What is its expansion? It is a square plus 2ab plus b square. It means the first and last term, or there should be two terms which are square. If you compare this with the first three terms, I can see that the first term is also square and the third term is also square. Okay, so comparing this with this identity, can I say that the value of a is x here, whereas the value of b is 2 here? Because a square x square b square 4, 2ab means 2 into x into 2, which gives me 4x. So instead of writing it in an expanded form, can I write it in a square form? Yes. Why we are doing this? Because we want an algebraic expression in which on both sides there are squares. There are square numbers or square terms. Okay. Hence, I will replace this by x plus 2 bracket square equal to, what is minus 4 minus 5? It is minus 9 present on left side. After shifting to right side, it will become plus 9. As you can see, I have got an equation in which there is a square present on both the side, and if I have got it in this form, it is easy for me to simplify. How? By taking square root on both sides. So it will be x plus 2 and square root of 9 is plus or minus 3, which gives me x plus 2 is equal to plus 3 or x plus 2 equal to minus 3. Simplifying this 2 after going on that side will minus, so 3 minus 2 is 1, or x equal to minus 5. Okay, what does this mean? It means 1 and minus 5 are the roots of the given quadratic equation by completing the square method. Isn't it? Yes. Was this method a little easier to find? Yes. So what we have done, you are not supposed to draw this figure each time. I have drawn this just so as to make you understand that how this method actually works. Yes. See what I have done here. The 4x was divided it into two parts, isn't it? So now since you have got the roots, let me explain you what exactly we have done so that we can write it steps also. So the first area x square was kept as it is. What about the second one? 4x was divided into two parts, which means the second term of the expression has to be divided by 2, isn't it? Then minus 5 equal to 0. This is what is done in this step. In third step, I had added this block 4. How did I get the value as 4? Yes, that is the value which you obtain when you compare it with the standard form. Yes, or it is x square plus 4x by 2, that is 2x. So here I have to multiply. Okay, wait. No, that will be a little trickier. Let us try to find it by equating it with the standard form. So ax square plus okay. So now let us see how to actually find what number has to be added or subtracted, comparing it with the standard form. Okay. So let us write down the standard form of the quadratic equation, which is ax square plus bx plus c. So ax square plus bx plus c equal to 0. And my question was x square plus 4x minus 5 equal to 0. Okay, the same expression. The first step says you have to make the coefficient a as 1. As you can see, what was the coefficient out here? 1. So I didn't need to divide the equation. But if the coefficient was suppose 3 here, in this case I would have divided the whole equation by 3. Hence This will be just x square, it will be 4 by 3x, and this will be 5 by 3. Okay, so the first step says make coefficient a as 1. In this case it is already present. For here, if I make the change, making a equal to 1 means dividing the whole equation by a, which gives me x square plus b by ax plus c by a equal to 0. Yes. What was my next step? In my next step, the second term was divided by 2, or it was splitted into two parts, splitted into two equal parts. What does that mean? It means in the next step you have to compare this equation with the identity a plus b bracket square, which gives me a square plus 2ab plus b square. Why? Because if we obtain it in this form, then only we can write it in this form. So let us compare the right hand side, and whichever terms are missing, that you have to add to it, and simultaneously you have to subtract also. So if you compare, what is the value of a? I have got value of a is x. 2 is 2 present here? No. This is my a, and even the term, or instead of writing it as a plus b bracket square, I will make it x plus y, so that or say p plus q, so that you will not get confused. So p plus q bracket square, which gives me p square plus 2pq plus q square, which tells me the value of p is x. Yes. Second term, it should be 2pq. So first term p square I have got, second term has to be 2, value of p I don't know, and sorry, value of p I know, which is my x, whereas value of q I don't know. So what value of q has to be taken? Yes, let us compare first term as it is, the second term here it is b by ax. Out of that, only x you have taken. The multiplication of this term has to be equal to b by a. Let us take it as b by a. Now if you multiply, what you are getting? You are getting 2bx by a, but my original term is just b by ax. It means this extra 2 what I have got taken here, that has to be divided also, because then only this 2 will get cancelled and you will be getting b by ax. Okay, so after getting this, if you compare, how, what you can see? 2, p and q. So what is your value of q then? The value of q is nothing but b by 2a, and the third term, write it as it is, c by a equal to 0. Okay, I hope you understood. First step, making the coefficient of a as 0. In second step, compare it with the identity. First value you will always get. For the second term, if 2 is present originally in the equation, fair enough. If it is not present, you will be multiplying, but once you are multiplying, definitely you have to divide it also. And let try to arrange the term in the form of 2pq. Why? So that you can get the value of q. So the second step says compare it with this identity and find the value of q. Now I have got the value of q. Which term is missing according to this identity? Q square is missing. It means in my third step, I will add and also subtract what? The q term, which is nothing but the square term, that is q square. Okay, since I have got the value of q, let us write it is x square plus 2x into b by 2a. This is my q. Let us square it. So b square by 4a square. since you are adding it, which was not present in your original equation, definitely you will subtract it also, and your constant term as it is. Okay, see, from this you can always get the value. Now, which is your next step? Once you have got it in the form p square plus 2pq plus q square, you can write this expression in the form of p plus q bracket square, where the value of p is x, whereas the value of q is b by 2a. Therefore, I will be writing it as p plus q bracket square, that is x plus b by 2a bracket square, and the next term, let us take it on the other side, which is equal to b square by 4a square. Since this was minus, after going on that side it will be plus, minus c by a. Okay, and once you solve this, you will be getting a square on the other side also, and this is already a square on one side, and once you simplify, you will be getting the value of the given roots of the given quadratic equation. Let us take one example, so it will be again easier. For example is 2x square minus 7x plus 5 equal to 0. Let us try to solve it with the help of the steps. The first step says that you have to make the coefficient of a as 1. Is the coefficient of a 1? No. To make it 1, divide the whole equation by 1. What I will get? I will get x square minus 7 by 2x plus 5 by 2 equal to 0. Second step, compare it with the identity. Comparing and find the value of p and q. The first term is p square. Okay, so I have got the value of p as x. Second term, it should be 2pq, x square minus 2, p is my x. What should be my value of q? Yes, was 2 present in my original equation? No, but I have taken it. If you have taken it, definitely you will be subtracting it all, dividing it also. Yes, multiply and see, are you getting the same value? No, 7 by 2 part is still remaining, so I will write it. Or you can write it this way also. Let us write down the term as it is. Okay, so x into 7 by 2, right? Comparing it, I want it in the form of 2pq. So 2pq. If I take the value of q as 7 by 2, multiply and see, if you are getting the same number, 2 will get cancelled. What you are getting 7x. But in my original expression, is it 7x? No, it is 7 by 2x, isn't it? So keeping the value same, what does it mean? Since I had multiplied it with one extra 2, definitely I will divide it with one extra 2. Now check, 2 will get cancelled, and x into 7 by 2 will give me 7 by 2x. Now the value remains same. Okay, and the third term as it is. Further, comparing with the identity, as you can see, this is my value of p and this is my value of what? Q, which is nothing but 7 by 4, isn't it? It means in my third step, I will be adding and subtracting the square term, that is q square. So x square minus 2p q plus p square, which is 49 by 16. Since I am adding, I will subtract also, so minus 49 by 16, which give plus 5 by 2 equal to 0. Yes, further what I will be doing? Yes, this expression could be written as square of x minus 7 by 4 bracket square, because that is the value of my p and q. So let us write down, it will be p minus q bracket square equal to the two terms which are remaining. After you take it on that side, it will be 49 by 16 minus 5 by 2. Simplifying this, you will get the value as 16, 49 minus 5 is the 40, which is nothing but 1 by 16. Okay, wait, it should be 9 actually. 49 minus 40 is 9 by 16. So x minus 7 by 4 bracket square equal to 9 by 16. Now as you can see, I have got the squares on both sides, and once I have got the squares, I can simplify this equation by taking square roots and then finding the value of x, which are nothing but the roots of the given equation. Okay, pretty easy. First step, make the coefficient of a as 1. Make the coefficient a as 1. If it is 1, fair enough. If it is not 1, divide the whole equation by a. Second step, compare it with the identity and rearrange it in the form of 2pq. Okay, if it is 2 is present already in the equation, fair enough. If it is not, you will multiply. Since you are multiplying, you will divide it also. And the third term, q square, has to be added and subtracted so as to make it a perfect square. Okay, or in the simplest form also, how we can write? Yes, the same expression, comparing it with your standard form. What is it? Value of a is 2, value of b is minus 7, and value of c is 5. Okay, what we have got? It should be square of x plus b by 2a, isn't it? Which means your x is what? X will remain as it is. Here minus was term, here it will come minus. B is your minus 7 by 2a, that is 2 into 2, or keep it here plus itself. Since we have taking the sign of b as minus, comparing it with this form, directly you can also obtain the complete the square method, but ideally you have to solve it by this step. But just to check whether your answer is right or not, your final step should be this answer, isn't it? What is my x? The variable of the equation, x, plus what is the value of b you have got? It is minus 7. What is the value of a you have got? It is 2. So which is 2 into 2. Square of it, which is equal to b square, that is minus 7 square, 49, divided by 4 into a square. Value of a is actually 2, so square of 2 is again 4, minus c by a. C is my 5, a is my 2. So if you write it in a little simplified form, it will be x, this plus into minus will become minus 7 by 4 bracket square, which is nothing but 49 by 16 minus 5 by 2. As you can see, this is what the same step we have got it here after simplifying. Okay, so just to check whether you are getting the same values, you can follow this method, that x plus b by 2a. So whatever is the term, square term, which we are adding and subtracting here, the value of it should be b square by 4a square, isn't it? Or the third term is actually b by 2a. Always it is b by 2a. So compare it with the standard form and find the value of b by 2a, and that will be the term whose square has to be added and subtracted. Okay, so but you have to solve it by this method. Once you get this square, just simplify and find the value of x.